Greetings, hello, welcome. Today is a genre first for this video series. Wait, is it? I guess no, it's not a genre first. I guess technically Swan Song is an adventure game. Technically, yes, Swan Song is basically an adventure game with added RPG mechanics, so if you count Swan Song, this game will be the second adventure game for this video series. Probably why I liked Swan Song so much. And as you can see, for the first time during this series, we are recording during the day, because this is kind of the only time I've got to record at the moment. Personal life kind of jumped off all of a sudden, and so I'm going to try and record whenever I've got a couple of hours free if I want to get this video series done this week, which I hope I do. No promises. But yeah, we're playing another vampire themed adventure game. One I've never actually played before, and one that is kind of forgotten and somewhat difficult to play these days. And I'll get into why as we get into it. So, headphones on. Switch over to the play. Click this. So in order to get this game running, I've had to set up a little program called DG Voodoo, which is a specialist little wrapper program which enables you to get older games working on modern operating systems. And hang on, my webcam's a little bit dark. Let me just over here hit this and hit. Whoa, that's too bright. Let's see, that's better. Yes. There we go. You can see a little bit more detail there. But yeah, this is a game that came out in 2008 and does not work on Windows 10. So, or if you're using like a relatively new graphics card, so you have to kind of do this. And this is for the Steam version of the game, which is a problem. Right. Let's get rid of that, and then let's just start this up. Oh. There we go. So, this is a vampire story. Vampire spelt similar to the a previous game we've looked at, except this time with an E on the end. Another alternate old worldy spelling of the word vampire. And so yeah, this game is running. This is a Steam version of the game, but you cannot buy this game on Steam anymore. It's been pulled from sale, most likely because the developers do not have any desire to update the game to run on modern operating systems, so I guess they just did not renew their contract with Steam. So, however, you can still get this game. You have to go to key sellers, Steam key resellers. So I guess when a developer registers a game with Steam, they are allocated a certain number of licenses, and each license comes with a key, a Steam key. And if the game goes... I mean, all of those licenses are valid and legal, even if the game goes off sale on Steam. So even if you cannot buy the game on Steam anymore, if you can get your hands on a Steam key, it will still work and you will still be able to download the game. Of course, you have to go to somewhat grey area websites to get those resold keys, and I managed to get hold of one. And lo and behold, the game didn't work. So that sent me down kind of a rabbit hole of trying to get this thing fucking working. And so after a couple of hours of fiddling, I managed to get this, basically. It seems to be working okay. I played the first 2 minutes to check if it's working, and so far it seems fine. The game, for some reason, even when you boot it up using DG Voodoo, the game looks like this, and the game is not meant to have letterboxing. It's not meant to be letterboxed. This is not what it's supposed to look like. And even if you set the scaling options on DG Voodoo to 4:3, this still happens. So I've had to duplicate my scene and just manually crop out the black areas, so we actually get an intended aspect ratio. So cool. Absolutely not worth the trouble going to for this, but I thought this would be a good game for this series because it adds some variety. You know, we don't want 90% of the games on this in this series to be third-person action games. You know, we want some kind of variety here. So everything is turned on. The indexing only goes up to 4. You only have low and high quality. This is all of the options. This is everything. This is everything. So let's start a new game. It's a good joke.
Woo! Bravo!
Well, Frodrick, did you enjoy my singing?
I'm sure it was very nice, but seeing as how I'm a bat and all, I wouldn't trust my opinion on opera. But if you knew the Draxylvania polka, then I'm your bat.
I just cannot tell if it was good or not. If only I were back at the Pelly Academy. Oh, I just wish I were back in Pelly altogether.
Yuck! Hey, don't worry, babe. I'll get you out of here. All we gotta do is stick to the P-L-A-N. Capiche?
Thank you, Frodrick. Oh, you're so good to me.
You've been pretty good to me, too. Besides, hanging out with you, I get a chance to torment Mr. Short, Pale, and Stupid.
I heard that.
Oh! Speak of the devil. Aren't you running a little late tonight, errand boy?
I'm starving, Shroudy. I need my wine.
Yes, Mona, my love. I shall go off right away and begin hunting for looking for a wine shop in town. I know just the place. They have an excellent selection of the finest wines. O positive, O negative, my favorite.
Yeah, I'm sure 10 minutes from now will be an excellent vintage.
Are you still here?
Who, me? No.
All right, he's gone. Quick!
Hey, you know he's getting blood, right? You drink blood.
Shh! Now is not the time to start that old argument. It's not blood, it's just... well,
A real thick and salty tasting Merlot with a little iron aftertaste? Is that what that is?
Something like that. Yeah.
You know, the Nile is not just a river in colonized British Egyptian Sudan.
Out with it, damn you.
Did you see which one?
Yeah, the third one on the left, I think. Or was it the first one? You know, I really didn't get a good look, but definitely on the left. The last three.
Oh, man! At this rate, I am never going to get off this island!
Patience, child. The stars have aligned and things are about to get interesting.
What was that?
What was what?
Quickly, up to my balcony!
Why? What's going on?
Surprise! Balku, quickly!
No, Mona, my love. I shall never set you free. Don't you know you are mine? Forever!
I hear you. Jeez. I got pretty big ears if you hadn't noticed. And you're not totally free. You still have to find the key to the boathouse. Till then, you're stuck here.
Oh, right. Good point.
That was very unusual. He said Mona? Who is this Mona, I wonder? Our work here is most decidedly not done.
Jesus Christ. Turn that down quite a lot.
It's stuck. There's no way I can open this thing unless we find that key.
Right, so yeah, so apparently you are a vampire's bride who is in denial about being a vampire and also is kind of stuck in a toxic relationship. Hang on, let me just... This is a loud ass game. Holy shit. Okay. So we can interact with the environment. So we got right. Click to access your inventory or your inventory.
Frederick, my dearest friend, would you please fly into...
Forget it, lady.
Oh, please. If you could just bash it down, we wouldn't need to get the key.
I wouldn't smash my head into that thing for all the bugs in Brazil. New plan, Mona. New plan.
Yeah. Basically, this game is going to test your tolerance for wacky cartoon voice acting. As far as I can tell. Yeah, holding down the left mouse button brings up the context menu.
It's stuck. There's no way I can open this thing unless we find that key.
See, open, fly into...
Though I'm sure I could fly into a mundane door enough times to knock it down, this one is clearly enchanted. It's an ornate metal door. There's all kinds of strange symbols engraved on it, and it's almost as if the door is vibrating with some kind of mystical energy.
Okay, it's a magic door. Got it.
Hello in there! Could someone open the door from the inside?
Or cast a disenchant spell, or melt it down with a welding torch, or take the door off the hinges, or failing that, just slam your head repeatedly into the door over and over again until it breaks apart?
I don't think they like that last suggestion because they aren't responding. Good going, Frederick.
What did you want me to suggest? That they cover the door in sugar and lick their way through?
That's... yeah. Here's a quick question. She's a vampire. We already established in the intro cutscene that she can turn into a bat. Why doesn't she just fly away? Maybe she can only... I don't know. Maybe she can only transform into a bat for a few minutes at a time and it's not enough time to reach the shore? I don't know. Maybe the cold winter air is too cold and would freeze her tiny bat body? Just saying, unless they explain that, they don't even acknowledge the fact that, okay, you can fly. Why don't you fly away? Okay. Left click to walk around. Unfortunately, there is no double click to run in this game. That is usually a mechanic in most late period adventure games. You can double click to make a character run. Unfortunately, Mona here does not run.
I'm a moth, not a bat. Wait a minute. Strike that. Reverse it. Thank you.
Some of the dialogue is genuinely funny.
Those torches brighten my day.
And this bridge.
No, I better not. I rather like my hand in its current unburnt form.
Whoop.
Although I am sure it would be entertaining to watch me flail around in midair on fire, most assuredly it would not be amusing to me. Why are you always lit, Fire? You never seem to go out.
My mom always said that you're supposed to put the torch out when you leave the room. I guess Shroudy never learned that lesson. I guess I'm kind of glad that he's a complete moron.
Okay. So, we want to get the key. And... key is being held by one of these gargoyles.
It's a stone gargoyle. This one looks uncomfortable.
Like he's between a rock and a hard place?
It's a stone gargoyle. He looks very mean and heartless.
In other words, stone cold?
I know Shouty hid the key in one of these gargoyles. Oh, I just can't remember which one. It's a stone gargoyle. Short and ugly.
Kinda reminds me of Shroudy.
I know Shouty hid the key in one of these gargoyles.
Ugh.
Guess we're gonna have to search all of them.
You can just tap spacebar if you want to skip some dialogue, which is sometimes it's a blessing. It's like, oh god, please, I just don't want to listen to this anymore.
I can't move it. If the key's inside, I'm not going to be able to pry it out with my hands.
This looks like the perfect time to inflict a little blunt force trauma.
Now, Mr. Gargoyle, would you please be so kind as to give me the key that Shouty has hidden inside of you? Pretty please, with sugar on top?
I don't think they talk.
I don't think I want to talk to him.
Yeah, he's giving you the cold shoulder. Both of them.
Ooh, lake monster.
It's the lake monster of Lake Vog, a hideous creature that slinks through the water, devouring whatever creatures he can find. A monstrous creature.
Well, in his defense, he is technically a monster.
Why are you defending him?
Let's just say, I know what it's like to be a misunderstood miscreant mired in melancholy.
Nice alliteration.
Thank you. Nice assonance.
Hello, Mr. Lake Monster. I think you are so glossy and shiny and powerful looking. I bet you're just misunderstood and not monstrous at all.
What are you trying to do? Make a new friend or something?
Did it ever occur to you that once we find a way out of this castle, we're probably going to end up encountering that creature? What if it ends up that he's hungry and he decides he wants to eat one of us? At that point, is he more likely to choose the friendly, young woman or the annoying little bat who's always being mean to him?
Okay, I think we're done
Hey,
here.
Lake Monster, you rock! Buddy old pal of mine!
Boy, this just
you
keeps
rule!
going. Dialogue just keeps going. Diarrhea of the mouth. Alright, yeah, she doesn't run, so you gotta wait for her to walk over, or you can just press spacebar to skip. God, there's so much stuff to click on.
It's a bear rug.
Is it just me, or are its eyes following us? I'm sorry, but I don't speak bear. It's a fire. It's what happens when you apply a significant amount of heat to combustible materials. Burnt vampire flesh smells really bad. I better not. It's a rather nasty-looking gargoyle.
Is it me, or is he actually wearing a wig?
Banner.
It's a rather ornate hanging banner.
It's the Von Kiefer family crest. A two-headed vulture holding some thigh bones.
I can't make out the family motto. Fudzik?
Get to pickin' while the pickins are good. Words to live by.
Ooh, sword.
It's a rusty old sword.
That thing looks like it's in pretty bad shape. I bet it would fall apart if you tried to hit anything with it.
It's so rusty. It will definitely shatter if I hit anything with it, but it may have other uses. I'll remember it's here.
Oh, so you don't pick up the sword. Instead, I guess you have like the knowledge of the sword, a contextual item, perhaps. Okay, it's an interesting way of doing it. It's to the left. Okay, we're in the opera. Or the theatre. That's it, just walk very slowly.
It's the dedication plaque for this theater.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Shroudy might have a crush on you.
It's a tragic version of the traditional comedy tragedy masks, only with a slight vampiric twist.
Sorry about that.
It's a comedic version of the traditional comedy tragedy masks.
Yep.
A vampire comedy? Give me a break.
Seriously, as if anybody would ever try to write one of those.
If they did, I would hope they'd give all the really good lines to the vampire's wacky sidekick.
Oh. Alright, let's look at this. Ah, good, you can skip her. You can skip her movement with the spacebar, thank God.
It's a note pinned to the control panel.
Let me save you crow's feet and read that for you. It says, Baron Shroudy, I fixed the control panel for the theater flats. I had to, find something about, cross-wired to some power source? We'll fix it next time, I think. Signed RM. Man, this guy must be a doctor. I can barely read this note.
It's a bunch of levers. But whatever it is they're supposed to do isn't working.
They're actually used to make the theater backdrops go up and down, and they used to work just fine.
How do you know this?
Because the current backdrop has a giant sun on it. I used to wait until Shroudy was walking by the theater, and then pull the lever and make the sun suddenly appear. It used to scare the crap out of him.
What do you mean, used to?
Well, I kinda broke it. I was sitting there waiting for Shroudy to walk by, and I started to feel hungry. So I went and got some nut and fruit snacks out of my cage. While I was happily munching away, a couple of them slipped through my wings and fell down inside the control panel. Ever since then, I haven't been able to pull the levers.
Can't you reach in there and grab your nuts and dried fruits?
Unfortunately, the holes in the panel are too narrow for me to fit my wings through.
You need to learn to be less messy when you eat. I sure hope we don't need to use these for some reason. But considering how things have gone so far, I'm sure we will.
Again, like, diarrhea of the mouth. That's way more dialogue than was ever necessary.
It appears to be the decapitated head of a stuffed animal?
They killed Smuggle Bunny! You bastards!
Was that seriously a fucking South Park reference? Like, even in 2008, when this game came out, that would have been a dated reference. Like, holy shit. Ah. Mind your cape on these flames, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, just asking to be set on fire. Alright, let's go back to the main hall. Actually, let's...
levels are jammed. Fodrick's fruit and nuts are blocking their movement.
Okay. Oh my god, just hurry up. The fact that she doesn't run is really... I get it. She's a very, like, you know, prim and proper vampire lady. She probably doesn't want to run. But it's kind of annoying. Oh, the torture chamber. So much stuff to click on.
That's a rather odd-looking item. I wonder what it's used for.
I'll take a wild guess. How about grinding stuff?
Can we pick it up?
I don't want to touch that thing. It's got lots of residue on it.
You're right, Mona. It looks like there are bits of flesh and bone, and maybe a few coffee beans.
Coffee beans?
Yeah, Shroudy sometimes liked to start his day with a hot cup of joe and the evening paper boy.
Don't you mean the evening paper?
No, I mean the paper boy. Shroudy always enjoyed feasting on Draxylvanian paper boys. I assume he threw their corpses into the pit, then climbed into his coffin where he'd relax and read their papers.
It's some sort of torture device. It looks like my Aunt Votre Mère. It's my bed.
You mean it's your coffin, right?
Oh, Frederick, you and your vampire obsession. It's my bed, nothing more.
You say tomato, I say tomato. You say bed, I say it's a velvet-lined pine box that corpses sleep in. I call that a coffin.
I still say it's my bed. And come to think of it, I really need to wash my sheets. For some reason, each morning when I wake up, I am laying on a pile of dirt.
I'm no expert, but I think the dirt is something you vampire types need for some reason. Something about a grave. I swear I read that somewhere.
I'm no vampire, so I won't be needing this dirt.
Uh-huh. She seems to be very much in denial about the whole vampire thing. Hang on, I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. By 60. I mean, it's big, but...
I don't need to be dragging my bed.
Coffin.
I'm going to ignore that. Anyway, I don't need my bed right now, but it's good to know that it's here in case I need it later.
Ah, okay, knowledge of the bed. Alright. I think it's interesting that they're trying to come up with a solution, because traditionally in adventure games you would just pick up everything that's not nailed down, regardless of context, whether or not you need it or not. And I guess the idea is she wouldn't pick something up unless she knew of a use for it, right? And so that's... okay. So I guess they're trying to add some sort of, like, system where, yes, you can, quote-unquote, pick things up, but you're not actually going to pick things up until the character knows what they're going to use them for. Which is interesting. But they add like a reminder system to let you know, like, hey, there's this thing in this other room that you can pick up if you find a use for it, you know? It's just like a hint system, almost. Shroudy.
It's Shroudy's coffin. I can't believe we sleep in the same room.
Separate coffins, at least. Sometimes you need to look on the bright side of things.
It won't budge. The coffin has some kind of combination lock on the side of it. What is that thing?
Let me see. It looks like there's a small plaque down on the corner of the chair. Let me read it. It says, Acme Groin Crusher.
Aren't you going to follow that up with some kind of witty comment?
Mona, there are some things you simply do not joke about.
I think the art in this game is quite nice. It's a combination of detailed 2D artwork and I guess you would say like minimalistic, stylized 3D models, and it's even for 2008, they're very minimalistic and stylized, you know. But I think it looks quite nice. It's an aesthetically pleasing looking game.
It's some sort of fake man thing. I don't know
Aren't we
what
all?
it is, but it looks like maybe it was made out of clay.
Poor fellow. He really lost his head. I think he's a magically created golem. Somebody made him and sent him here for a reason. Excuse me, by any chance, do you know how to ride a horse and throw a pumpkin?
Oh my god. These jokes. These jokes. Oh. Mountain rats.
Eek! Rats!
You mean Frankie and the gang? Nah, don't worry about him, Mona. That rat pack is a bunch of good fellas.
Well, if you say so, those are some rats inhabiting the crypt. Hello?
Hey, hello there yourself, Dollface. How you doing today?
Oh, you can actually talk to them.
Who are you?
My name is Frank, although my friends call me Frankie. I'm here with my associates, Sammy, Joey, and Dean. We've been living in this castle for quite some time. You might say we manage the neighborhood.
How you doing, Frankie?
Hey, look, yous guys, it's the Froadmeister. I told you about him. This crazy guy could do things with his calcar that would make your head spin. You still do that trick, eh, Frody?
Oh, no, Frankie. I've sort of stopped doing stuff like that. I'm laying off the vino now, staying clean, if you know what I mean.
Forget about it. Yo, hey, sorry to hear about the thing with Rocco. You know, he's still looking for you. He and the Belfry boys are still pretty steamed up. You better make it right, and soon. Capiche?
And what about you? Looks like you got yourself a full-on rat pack.
Don't be a wise guy. You trying to be some kind of comedian or something?
Nah, I really think of myself as more of a short, one-eyed song and dance man.
Please forgive him.
Forget about it.
Do you and your associates know the layout of the castle?
Oh, yeah. My associates and I use the old plumbing running through the castle to get from room to room. We pretty much have the run of the place, with the exception of the kitchen.
Why can't you go into the kitchen?
Well, the Baroness's cat hangs out in there. She's taken down a lot of my soldiers. Just the other day, she whacked my cousin Jimmy the Rat Carboni.
Not the most inventive nickname I've ever heard.
What are you gonna do? It's a popular name. Everybody wants it. So what am I gonna do?
How come I never met you before?
Well, your master Baron Shroudy wasn't too fond of us. So we laid low until we heard from Edgar the Raven that Shroudy got whacked. Did you order that hit?
What? Me? No! I didn't even know you could order a hit. Or I might have been tempted to order one sooner.
And I've heard you singing, too. It's nice, but a bit overwhelming and loud. You need to learn to control it better so you don't blow away your audience.
Gee, thanks. Opera tips from a rat.
An Italian rat? If we Italians know anything, it's opera. You're good. You just need some coaching.
Do you know the combination to Shroudy's coffin?
You know, we never did try to steal his combo. He never had anything we wanted to, borrow. But I bet Ozzy over at the water pool or Big Bad Barb over here saw something. Then why not ask them?
Okay, I will. Thanks.
Hey, anything for you, Dollface. You got any more questions for Papa Frankie over here?
Au revoir.
Wait. Over by the fountain? This thing?
It's a rather bizarre-looking fountain.
Is it just me, or is that fountain actually wearing sunglasses?
Well, maybe he's cool. Because when you're cool, the sun shines on you 24 hours a day. Unless you're a vampire, of course. Then the sun shines on you only once, and you burst into flames.
Hello, Mr. Fountain. How are you doing today?
I think he said, "I'd love to chat with you, but it's hard to speak with a high-pressure jet of water emanating from my mouth."
I can imagine. I wonder if there's a way to turn it off somehow.
There aren't any valves to shut off the water that I can see. Maybe they're somewhere else.
Okay. Let's go down there. It chains. Smiley face, graffiti. Oh, there's so much stuff to click on. Oh.
It's a large metal spike, probably used to hold prisoners' coats. Right, Frederick?
Yeah. I mean, no. Actually, it's an art installation by some guy named Vlad Tepes. He used to put a bunch of stuff on it, but I forget what.
It's an unlit torch.
Wow, I've never seen one of those. It seems like they never go out. Ever.
Okay, that torch is very obviously a 3D object, so see if I can pick it up.
This might come in handy, but I'm not carrying it around. I'll keep it in mind. It's some kind of pit. I can't see what's down there because it's so dark.
You may not be able to see it, but you can certainly smell it. Whatever's down there smells worse than the skid marks in Shroudy's underwear.
How do you know that? Ugh, never mind. I don't need to know.
Puke into pit.
If I want to open it, I should probably try pulling on the handle.
Oh, the handle is a separate object. That's strange.
It's a good thing I haven't eaten anything this morning. Otherwise, I might be making a contribution to whatever's down in that pit.
You mean you're on the verge of blowing chunks, yodeling in the gully, talking to Ralph on the big white telephone, executing a Technicolor yawn, launching lunch, delivering street pizza, or involuntarily creating a personal protein spill?
Frederick, you're more than a little twisted, but highly creative.
Boy, Okay.
It's stuck. The hinges appear to be rusted shut. I won't be able to open this up until the hinges are working.
Window to hell. What?
That's strange. I never realized the castle had a sub-basement. It looks a little hot in there.
Who's that mean-looking dude with the pitchfork? And who is that standing next to him?
You mean the guy with the stupid look on his face and the name tags that says, "My name is George"? I have no idea.
That's got to be a reference to something. That's got to be a reference to something. Clearly there's this somebody out there called George who the developers thought would be funny to put them in hell. Smiley face.
It's a rather ghoulish-looking smiley face.
You've gotta love the power of positive thinking. Here he was, trapped in a dungeon, obviously bleeding, and yet he chose to make a smiley face instead of a frown. It's really quite uplifting if you think about it.
Re-drum. What does re-drum mean?
It's Moo Rurder spelled backwards, I think. I knew a Moo Rurder once. He owes me money.
You're really not making any sense.
Okay, you've got a Shining reference. Alright, it's a very, very subtle Shining reference. At least it's not that fucking carpet again. 99% of the time, if somebody wants to make a Shining reference, they just put the fucking hallway carpet in their whatever it is that they're making, and it's just so done.
I wonder who this Jenny girl is.
Given the fact that it's 1897, I'm more surprised that you're not wondering how you call somebody.
It says for a good time call. Jenny, 867-5309.
Boy, I would have hated to be the poor bastard who had that phone number. I bet millions of people were tortured by that number, staring at it while hanging there, wondering who was this Jenny.
It's not my job to keep the walls of Shroudy's torture chamber clean. In fact, if I had some paint, I might add a few choice words myself.
I'd say it's a good thing you don't have any paint, considering this is supposed to be a family-friendly game.
Okay, breaking the fourth wall. Alright, let's go back up to the main hall again. Boy, yeah, the dialogue in this game. You're either into it or you're not. And if you're not, this game is going to be rough. Luckily, as somebody who grew up in the 90s and consumed a lot of 90s content, I have a high tolerance for this type of voice acting. Because, holy shit. Okay, we can go either left or right. Let's go left. Thank God we can skip. Oh my God. Wait, you've got a bedroom? Wait, I thought you slept in a coffin. How do you have a coffin and a bedroom? Like, what? Maybe this is just for, like, for her own, you know, sense of her own like her denial. It's like, I'm not a vampire because I've got a bed, and I occasionally lie down in that box. Occasionally, like, oh, okay. Like, what do? Do you sleep in the coffin during the day and sleep in this during the night? Oh, I just realised what this is. She's a vampire, so she's got no reflection. So she's drawn herself on the mirror so she can pretend she has a reflection. Okay, that's funny. That's genuinely funny. Okay, that's good. That's a good joke.
I don't know what it is about this mirror, but I simply don't look like myself.
You're pulling my wing, right?
What do you mean?
Sweetheart, it looks like Shroudy taped the picture over your mirror, probably because he didn't want you to see, or actually not see, your reflection.
Okay, he did that.
Apparently, he had some 6-year-old kid draw the picture.
Wait a minute. What does it say down in the corner? With love from Shroudy.
Scratch the 6-year-old kid idea. I guess I'll have to add art to my list of things that Shroudy sucks at. Maybe I'll put it just below escaping vampire hunters.
Wait, how do they know he's dead? Did they see him get assassinated? Well, that wasn't established.
I tear this picture down, but I'm afraid of what I'll see underneath.
You mean not see, right?
Okay. Body oil.
It's my body lotion, oil of old age. The ingredients say made from 95% baby seal oil, clubbed early for maximum freshness.
Yikes! That sounds a little harsh. What's the other 5% made out of?
Ground up kittens.
Oh.
No, just joking. I use all-natural body lotion made from certified organic almond and sunflower oil, vegetable glycerin, certified organic infusions of nourishing and healing herbs, plus custom blended aromatherapy-grade dried fruit oils.
Okay.
I better take this. I might need it at some point.
Okay, you actually do pick that up. All right. Okay, for a second there, I thought they were actually going to make a genuine dark joke, but no, they chickened out. They said, actually, no, let's make it a joke, like a joke.
It's a crystal spray bottle filled with my favorite perfume, Emaciation by Cal Levine. Drinking perfume is a really good way to cover the smell of bourbon.
Okay. Alcoholism joke.
I'd better grab this. It's a lovely collection of vases.
Mona? Those aren't vases.
What do you mean?
You see the names on them? Edgar von Trapperkeeper, Ferris von Bueller, Klaus von Kiefer? Vases generally don't have proper names or titles. Those are all of the Baroness's dead husbands.
And all this time I thought they were just designer potpourri containers. She sure had a lot of unlucky husbands.
Yeah, unlucky that they met her.
Jesus, okay. What can we do with...
Hello, Beulah, Klaus, Edgar, and Celeste. How are you vases feeling today?
There's so much dialogue in this game. Like, typically in an adventure game that lets you, quote-unquote, talk to, examine, or pick up, etc. anything in the environment, there's usually a lot of, like, generic dialogue saying, I'm not talking to that, or I can't pick that up, or, you know. But they seem to have unique dialogue for all 4 options.
Well, I might fit,
Yeah.
but I might get dirty from all the dust, so I'm going to stay out.
Unique dialogue for all of the options for every item, which is an insane amount of voice acting. There's probably hours and hours and hours worth of voice acting in this game, if that's what they really did.
I might need that, but I can't carry it around with me. I'll keep it in mind.
Oh, okay. Remember the urn.
It's my bed.
Really? Because I thought your bed was down in the basement. You know, that pine box with dirt in the bottom that smells a bit like a corpse?
Well, I like sleeping down there better because this room gets way, way too bright. I'm not tired right now. Besides, I rather enjoy staying up late. Although sometimes it makes me so tired, I end up sleeping the entire day away.
Gee, I wonder why. Could it have anything to do with being a vampire?
Vampire schmampire. It's just a simple curse, nothing more. It's a vase full of dead roses. Stroudy used to bring me flowers every week, but they were always pretty much the same.
Roses?
Dead. If I tried to pick them up, they just fall apart. It's better to admire them from afar.
God.
It's a hand-drawn picture. I think it's supposed to be Shroudy's mother.
Picasso? He ain't. That's for sure.
I don't collect art done by lunatics.
Is there any other kind?
That's a bit harsh.
Hi, lousy hands-on picture. It looks like one of those toys that you spin and then it makes the various animal noises. It's Shroudy's old toy box. There are some odd toys in there.
Since Santa only supplies the castle with heaps of coal, the Baroness had to contract some toy outfit run by this creep who wears a red suit and calls himself Sandy Claus.
Okay, Nightmare Before Christmas reference. Alright, that's... yeah.
I don't see anything I really want to carry around with me.
That sounds like generic dialogue. Okay, that sounds like dialogue you could apply to lots of things. Okay, we may have just heard our first generic dialogue of the game. Animal toy. Animal noise toy. Okay, this animal noise toy seems unique.
This animal noise toy just might come in handy.
Let's get onto the balcony. You still see the monster doing circles down in the lake down there. It's a nice detail. On here, no, not an awful lot, just the lake. Okay.
It's the dark, frigid waters of Lake Varg.
Do people swim in it?
Well, sometimes they float. Usually face down. It's a snow-covered planter box.
Oh! Okay.
Look at that! Beneath the snow are some flower bulbs. Even with the snow gone, I doubt they'll grow. That dirt looks like it hasn't been refreshed in years. It's a frozen planter box with a few flower bulbs still in it.
Okay. Yell down to Lake Varg.
Hello, Mr. Lake Monster.
Oh, same dialogue.
I think you are... No, I don't think so.
Generic dialogue. There we go. Okay, so they have recorded some generic lines. It makes sense. You can't realistically record unique dialogue for every possible interaction. Even for a relatively short adventure game, that's an insane amount of dialogue. Is there anything in there we haven't looked at? Bed. Candle. Oh, what's this? Something over here. Froderick's cage. What?
It's Flodrick's gilded cage.
Yeah, it seems I've spent my life behind bars.
Oh,
up
the
the
bats,
river,
the bats,
doing
right.
some hard time.
The bat
Hard
cage.
time? What's so hard about living in the cozy cage with a steady diet of snacks? You love your cage, so stop trying to play the bad boy role. It doesn't suit you.
There goes my street cred.
For a moment there, I thought they were implying the actual, you know, the vampire's cage, the male vampires has a cage for some reason. Hey, maybe he's into some kinky shit. I don't know. Some people like to use a cage. Fruits and nuts.
They are bags of Flodrick's snack food, a combination of dried fruits and oily nuts.
Everything a growing bat needs. Sunflower seeds, almonds and peanuts, dried apricots and bananas, and a few leftover free-range grubs from the always important insect group.
Clearly a 3D object, so I think we can...
After we escape, we won't have time to stop and eat, so we better bring these along.
Yeah. You can usually tell what you can pick up and what you can't if it's a 3D object, you know. Alright. Alright, let's go to the right. Oh wait, did we? No, went to the right. Is that a separate thing, or? Okay, it's the bedroom. Unless both directions go to the same place? No, okay, they both go to the same place. There's an illusion of choice. Cool. Illusion of choice.
It's a bunch of windows. If I look through them, I can see the beautiful Draxylvanian Alps in the distance.
Really? All I see is a hungry lake monster swimming around the castle looking up this way, then licking whatever passes for his lips.
Okay, let's actually try and make some progress here. Okay, what have we got? Fruit and nuts. Body oil, perfume, animal noise. Well, we got this body oil. I'm presuming we can use that to oil the hinges. Oh, no, no, wrong way. It's this door over here. At least that's my first guess. It's like, okay, body oil, that's a type of oil. What do you use to loosen up old hinges? Oil, you know? It's not really the same thing, but it's adventure game logic, right? So you gotta take it with a pinch of salt. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That loosened one of them up, but I had to use all the lotion in the bottle. Now it's empty.
Okay, I thought the game crashed then. I was getting really scared. Okay, let's save. I thought the game had straight up crashed. Like, oh. Oh, so we have to... Alright. Empty bottle. You get some more oil from somewhere. Alright, so we need to find the code for the coffin. We need to oil the other hinge. No, don't. I want to look at my fucking... Oh, you can actually right click on exits to just automatically move. That's good. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, what's this? This is a 3D object. Hang on.
It's a large mace hanging high up on the wall. From the looks of it, I'd say it's still in pretty good condition.
Mace, huh? Is that what it's called? I thought it was called anesthesia.
I bet a big, heavy hitting thing might be useful somewhere, but I'm not going to carry it around. I'll keep it in mind, though.
You can use it to smash the gargoyle. Alright, so... Oh!
Cute! It looks like it's made of colors. Ugh, I hate the sound of mourning. A jackalope could really come in handy right now. A jackalope could really come in handy right now.
Okay, that's funny. There's like, what noise does a jackalope make? I don't know. How would we just have it say the word jackalope? Jackalope.
A jackalope could really come in handy right now. It's a flying stinky rat.
Not listening. La 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 la.
Did I mention filthy and disgusting? He's staring at the sheep. I think he hates sheep. Unhappy cows come from Transylvania. Ooh. Monster?
That's Inky. Not so scary now, are ya?
I think it's about to eat the sheep.
Okay. So let's go back outside to the walkway. We've already established that the best, maybe the best way to get the key out the gargoyle is to just smash it, right? So what if we give her the idea?
I bet I could provoke the gargoyle that has the key by smashing them all with that mace.
Hey, that's not half bad. And it will be extremely fun. Let's do it.
Okay, I think that's a good idea, This is a good idea to handle item puzzles, I think.
Yeesh. Looks like our favorite lake monster has a serious case of acid reflux disease.
Whatever that is, it sounds painful.
Inky needs to stop eating so much Italian.
Oh, like lasagna or pizza?
No, Italians. Like the boat full of Venetian tourists that he sank yesterday.
Alright, this guy is moving now, so I guess we can talk to him.
Please, I feel as though we've started off on the wrong foot. Or in your case, perhaps the wrong claw.
Now the transition? Oh, here we go.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mona de Lafitte.
Charmed, I'm sure. I don't usually associate with common folk such as yourself. As you appear to be a lady, I would consider kissing your hand, but based on the smell of you, I must conclude that you are clearly a member of the unwashed masses.
Oh! You certainly are an unpleasant creature.
You would be unpleasant too if you endured what I have.
Like what? Tell me your story.
Oh, very well. Many years ago, the Baroness von Kiefer created me in her workshop. Apparently, the Baron's death left the castle a bit on the lonely side. After my creation, I was allowed to reside in the library. The Baroness and I would spend hours talking, and in my free time I was given full access to the Von Kiefer library. During the day, I would spend hours upon hours educating myself and feasting upon literary delicacies such as Shakespeare, Chaucer, and Milton. A most enjoyable experience, I assure you.
Why are you so angry?
Do you really want to hear my story?
If you tell me yours, I'll tell you mine.
Oh, very well. Many years ago, the Baroness von Kiefer created me in her workshop. Apparently, the Baron's death left the castle a bit on the lonely side. After my creation, I was allowed to reside in the library. The Baroness and I would spend hours talking, and in my free time I was given...
Okay, I don't have fucking all day.
You don't seem to like Shroudy.
Oh, God, no. Not at all. After he was born, my days of living quietly in the library were over. He thought I was his play toy and pestered me constantly. Finally, one day after he attempted to dress me up in one of the Baroness's nightgowns, I yelled at him and told him to never touch me again. He ran off crying to the Baroness, and that's all it took. I've been on this bridge ever since.
If you hated Shroudy so much, why didn't you leave after the Baroness disappeared?
Well, you of all people should know. Like you, I'm magically bound to this castle. I can't just simply fly away. As punishment for yelling at her son, I'm doomed to be stuck out in the cold, forever holding this key in my mouth.
If you hate Shroudy so much, why not just give us the key?
Let me take your suggestion under advisement. I think not.
You are such a jerk.
Well then, I guess that's why I'm not going to give you the key, because I'm just a jerk. Now run along, you two, back to your tower. Get comfortable, because without this key, there's no way you're getting through that door. Oh, did I mention the door and the key were enchanted? So, as you can see, there's no way you're getting through that door, and no way I'm giving you this key.
Name your price for the key. Any price.
I might have something. Get rid of the Raven Edgar for me, and then we can talk about giving you the key.
No way. Edgar's cool. Why don't you like him?
He is a bird. He sits above me. I am a statue. You figure it out. Let's just say he has bad aim.
Or good aim, from my point of view.
It's disgusting. Just like you. Get rid of him and I may think about giving you the key. Till then, leave me alone so I may think my thoughts.
Oh, so that's what you snooty types call picking your nose and scratching your backside. I always wondered.
Enough! Rufus, where is this Edgar Raven you speak of?
Haven't you been listening? He sits above me in a raven roost at the top of the tower. Now please return to the great unwashed masses from whence you came.
May I please have the key to the rest of the castle?
Not going to happen, I'm afraid. I take my job very seriously, unlike you.
I don't have a job. What job are you talking about?
Looking pretty, smelling nice, not speaking till spoken to. I wouldn't expect a raise if I were you.
Hey, anyone ever teach you it isn't polite to speak ill of the dead, you rotten...
Ixnay on the Ottenlay. We still need to get the key, remember? Is there anything we could do to help persuade you to give us the door key? I think it is nigh time we go.
Funny, I had that exact thought.
Wow, that guy sucks. Oh, it's just...
It's the shoreline of Lake Var. I have to find a way to escape this damnable castle so that I can get over there and back to Paris.
Why don't you fly over there again? I know it's kind of far, but I think we could make it.
For some reason, I can't fly over moving water. It must be part of the magic curse Shroudy placed on me.
Curse, huh? Does the name of this so-called curse rhyme with Vampyre?
Okay, so they do establish a reason why she can't just fly away. Okay, good to know.
That is a balcony where we search for the hidden key. I hate changing out in public. If I need to go over there, I'll just walk.
Alright, you said something about a crow up in the tower, so... let's go up. Is this the tower? No idea. I'm assuming it is. Okay, no crow there. What? Perfume refill bottle. Where? I don't see a perfume refill bottle.
It's a large bottle of perfume I used to refill my crystal spray bottle.
Did the 3D model just not render? Because there's nothing there.
I'm going to take this.
Okay, so that just doesn't appear. I just happened to mouse over it by accident. It's like, okay. Huh. Is there anything else in here I missed?
It's a picture of some really weird-looking man. The picture frame says, "From Jack the Gimper to my lovely Baroness."
Man, that is one crazy-looking man. I hope we never run into that guy.
With our luck, we'll probably end up meeting him.
Double checking all the sections, cage, anything in the foreground. Double check the mat. Anything else around the bed? No. I don't think there's anything else. Okay, so what the fuck are we gonna do? Animal noise toy, fruits and nuts, perfume, Froderick, empty bottle, perfume refill bottle. That's not perfume, that's oil. We want an oil refill. Okay, for the sake of getting some actual progress in, I'm gonna pull up a walkthrough I found earlier. Up there. Right, bring it up. Okay. Okay, go. Castle. Stairs. Oil bottle, perfume bottle. Check, check. Grab sword, check. Okay, yeah. Refill bottle. It mentions in here that the refill bottle is hard to spot, so I'm assuming it's just a problem with the game? The bug? Torture chamber, grab mace. Mona's coffin. Take unlit torch. Okay, use oil on hinge. Use the bag of nuts on the groin crushing chair. Well, that's not a solution I would have come up with. Apparently, okay.
Let's crush Frodrick's fruits and nuts.
Hold on. What are you doing? Mona, please wait.
Relax, Frodrick. They are just the fruits and nuts from your cage.
Whew. On a somewhat related note, I'll let you know when my heart restarts.
Okay, can we use the...
This bottle is empty. I can fill it up with this dripping oil.
I wonder when writing this game if the developers really just wanted it to be just a bag of nuts so they could do lots of nuts jokes. But then I suspect somebody probably said that's a little bit too on the nose and a little bit too much. So they changed it to fruits and nuts. So it's not, you know, quite as crass. Alright. All natural lotion made from Frodrick's nuts, fruits and nuts. Oh, he's got the same problem again.
That did it. Both hinges are now loose.
Yeah, the animation just breaks there. I wonder if that's just a bug with the game or it's a problem caused by the voodoo program I use. Nothing else is broken, so I'm assuming it's just a bug with the game.
That did it. The pit is now open.
Man, that smells horrible.
Ugh. There is no way I'm going down into that pit. The spell Shroudy has on me has made all my senses more powerful, including my sense of smell. I cannot go near that odor.
I wonder if this is what you're supposed to use the perfume on.
There's not enough perfume in the world to cover that smell.
What if we do this?
There's not enough perfume in the world to cover that smell.
Let's return to the walkthrough. And open the grate. Use the unlit torch on the burning torch on the wall to light it, then throw it down the grate. Okay. There it is.
Yes, if I need to light the torch, that would do it.
All we need now is a few hundred close friends with pitchforks and sticks, and we'll be ready to storm the castle of the local mad scientist.
Ugh, that is such an unimaginative cliche.
Okay. That changes it to a lit torch. Then we'll tell her we could do that. That fire looks very dull.
Oh my! Frederick! It looks like a pile of rotting bodies.
How revolting!
It looks like there are a couple of fresh ones down there. They still got some meat on them.
Why on God's good green earth did the Baroness dump bodies down here?
Now we know why it stinks so bad. I had heard rumors about the fate of the Baroness's numerous guests after they came here. But man, she was one messed up witch.
Okay.
Oh my! Fudge! There is no way I'm going down.
Okay, still not going down, so why did we light up the pit? For what reason? Okay. Use Frodrick.
P.U. That smells so bad, I don't think I can even go near it. The only way I'd ever go down there is if the smell was somehow removed. It is that bad. But I have no problem with carrion. In fact, carrion jerky makes the best jerky.
Oh. Okay. And why is it on... If he doesn't do it, why do they put it in the walkthrough? And that whole section is just a waste of time. Head back to the coffin and try to talk to the fountain. Doesn't seem to be able to talk. Okay, we've done that. Find out Shroudy's coffin is locked. Yep, done that. Speak to the rats. Done that. Give the rats fruits and nuts and they'll sort out the fountain for you. Okay. So we're going to use that shit.
Whoa! Don't be giving stuff away for free. What are we gonna get in return?
Not in your life.
What? They're just rats. Filthy, disgusting, disease-ridden rats who cheat at cards.
Hello?
Hey, hello there yourself, Dollface. How you doing today?
You guys use the pipes, right? We might need some plumbing help.
Yeah, we know this castle's plumbing like the back of our claws.
Do you guys know how to turn off the fountain over there?
We might be able to do that for you. For a price.
Always a price with these guys. Ever heard of altruism?
Yeah, my grandmother had that. Her shaking got so bad we eventually had to hand feed her. This was just before that pie-whacker son of a... got her. So, what about it?
Oh, never mind. What do you want this time?
Well, nothing in particular. Just trade us something of value and we'll fix your pipes. No problem. I'll get Remy the Ratfink to do it for you if we can drag him away from that stupid cookbook he found.
Fine. We'll think of something.
Yeah, you do that. Anything else?
No, that is enough.
Hey, I can never get enough of talking to you, honey pie.
They just make a Ratatouille reference. When did Ratatouille come out? Was Ratatouille a mid-2000s film? You don't just talk about a rat finding a cookbook. Unless, I mean, that's the... I'm guessing Ratatouille was a very recent film when this game was made. I'm guessing.
Au revoir.
Give them the nuts.
Hey, fellas, look who's back. That tall drink of water and the Frodmeister. Now, what can we do for you?
We have these mixed nuts and dried fruit snacks for you. You think you might want these in exchange for helping us out?
Fruits and nuts, huh? Well, all right. Toss them here.
Here you are. Soon as you are done eating, will you please stop the water from coming out over there?
Hey, these are delicious. Hey, Dino. Go kill the water on the fountain. Dean, baby, you okay? Uh-oh. I think he's stuck.
Look, Mona, the water in the fountain stopped.
Oh, well. I guess you two won't ever get the chance to hear him sing Bazamore. Pity. He was pretty good. Anyway, glad we could be of service, and thanks for the nuts and fruits. Ciao.
Yeah. Okay, so now we can talk to this guy.
Bonsoir. Who are you?
My name is Ozzy. I'm a fountain. Yeah, fountain, and I think I'm a... Well, wait, what was the question?
Seems like maybe this guy's been drinking something else besides water.
What do you do down here?
Well, I sit around and watch things, you know, you know, there are people that come in and out of here, and sometimes I see things, and I like to write songs, but what's my name again?
Okay, this is an Ozzy Osbourne joke. Okay. Gotcha.
You said you see things around here? What kind of things?
Usually, it's blokes getting tortured, but aside from that, there's usually a couple of people who come down here just before sunrise, and then they climb into them funny-looking beds. But one is a short, pasty-faced dude with a bad temperament. But the other one, she's a tall, good-looking broad. You know, she looks a lot like you, actually.
That's because it is me. My name is Mona. That short, pasty-faced dude you mentioned is keeping me locked in this castle against my will.
That's not right. Is there anything I can do to help?
You said you see Shroudy. When he goes to bed, does he do anything unusual?
Well, it seems like he's always fumbling about with that weird clock on the side of his bed.
Weird clock?
Well, yeah. I see him dialing in a couple of numbers. I assumed it might be a reminder he set for himself to take his meds on account of him being nuts and all, right? But I have some experience with medication myself. Or should I say, medicating myself.
Ozzy, would you mind telling us the numbers he uses?
Oh, yeah, right, sure. Yeah, well, I think there are 3 numbers, but I only know 2 of them. And the numbers are 3 and 7, and I know that 7 is the final number.
0307.
Thank you, Ozzy. You've been very helpful. That is all I need to know.
Alright, so let's use incomplete sequence to Shroudy's combination lock. So I guess this wouldn't work.
I have 2 of the numbers for this combination lock, but I'm going to need the 3rd to open Shroudy's coffin.
Just brute force it. You've got 2 of the numbers. You've got half the numbers. Just brute force it. Well, it doesn't take that long. Take you 5 minutes. Oh well. Alright, what does it say? Have a chat with the Iron Maiden. Oh, the Iron Maiden is something you can talk to. Did not know that.
Hello there.
Well, hello there, dearie. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Ah! You can talk!
Oh, don't be frightened, my dears. I won't harm you.
Why did they choose that voice? Why that voice? Okay. Okay, sure, whatever.
Who are you?
My name is Barbara, although my friends call me Barb. Get it, Barb?
Yeah, I think we get it. Bob, as in a sharp metal
Yeah, we
device
get
that
it.
slowly and painfully rends flesh as it gets pushed into some poor bastard's body? That's downright hilarious. Well, maybe that guy doesn't find it so funny.
Oh, just ignore him. I mean, that.
Aside from torturing people, what do you do down here?
Well, I'm actually the torture chamber stenographer. It's my job to record what's being said down here when Shroudy or the Baroness are, in a serious discussion with her, guests.
Who was the guess you speak of?
The Baroness would search all over the world for priests and scholars, or even wizards and witches, and invite them to stay at the castle, all expenses paid.
Let me guess. She slipped them a Mickey, and instead of the spa, they ended up down here.
Right. Then she would ask me to take down everything I heard for future reference. When she was done, some went into the pit, and a few she took somewhere else. Maybe another dungeon somewhere. I don't know. As you can imagine, I don't get around much.
What kind of stuff have you heard? Could you tell us?
Oh, sure. I don't think that would harm anything. I like to think of myself as an open book. And speaking of books, that's what the Baroness would usually be asking about. Shroudy, on the other hand, he usually didn't ask anything at all.
Why? Was Shroudy too shy?
No, too sadistic. The one fellow over there without his head, Shroudy really went after. That's right around the time when the Baroness disappeared. Curious thing about that guest.
What?
He didn't bleed at all. Shroudy took one whack at his head and it fell on the floor and shattered like a Ming vase. Very, very odd. Even for around here.
Book? What book?
Oh, yes. The Book of Shrouds was always the topic of discussion for the Baroness. It was mostly various priests, scholars, magicians, historians, and, holy men that the Baroness would bring down here. She was definitely trying to extract knowledge from them about that book.
When was the last time you saw the Baroness?
She was torturing that headless man over there several years ago. After she got the information she wanted, she left the castle in a hurry and never returned.
Do you have this session memorized right before the Baroness left?
Yes, let me see. I believe I have it here. It's been a few years. Oh. Here I go. Man from Cabal. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It hurts so much. Ah, I can't take it. Ah.
Do you think you could skip ahead a little bit to where he was actually talking?
Yes, of course. Man from Cabal. Yes, I have the tome you're looking for. It will give you all the secrets to unlocking the book. Baroness, tell me where it is or I'm going to shove this hot poker.
Oh my! Could we please, skip ahead a little bit more?
Oh, certainly. Man from Cabal. The tome is in my camp, buried at the base of a large oak tree near the Vargo Pass crossroads. Baroness, you'd better not be lying to me or when I return you will feel pain as you have never felt it before. Huh. After that, the Baroness disappeared. A few days later, Shroudy came downstairs screaming about a trap. He took an axe and tried to chop the poor fellow's head off. But when the head rolled off, there was no blood. It wasn't a man at all. It was some kind of talking clay statue or some such.
I think it's called a clay golem.
How do you know about that?
Used to play a lot of Dungeons and Dogs. The clay golems dropped a lot of loot and were pretty aggro.
I should have known. Bob, please go on.
Apparently, somebody was laying a trap for the Baroness. And it must have worked, for she never returned.
What did Shroudy do after that?
I believe he searched frantically for months, but he didn't find a single trace of her at Vargo Pass or anywhere else in Draxylvania. Poor little monster. He lost his mommy so young. He was devoted to her, you know. He got lonely and left on holiday soon after that. He came back occasionally with a new female companion, but he seemed to grow tired of each one after a time. Then off he would go again.
Hey, Mona, that may explain why you're here.
Yes, from what I've seen, he likes you best of them so far. Maybe it's because you look so much like her.
Like whom?
Oh, his mother, the Baroness, of course.
Oh. Oedipus complex.
What was this cabal you mentioned?
I don't know, but I do recall they all seemed to wear a belt that had a gold circle with a star in the middle, and an eye in the middle of the star. The Baroness seemed to really, give them special attention.
What does being an Iron Maiden pay?
Pay? Oh no, I have to do this. I'm not sure why. Torturing people does seem horrible and just downright unfriendly and all, but we all have to follow the paths our creators have laid down for us. My path in this life is to slowly squeeze the life out of people and record their thoughts on the matter. Simple, true, but still rewarding. Settle down, or Mama isn't going to be happy.
You know, not all the jokes in this game hit, but just enough of them do. You know, it's like, okay. Okay, that's pretty good.
How come we have never had the pleasure of talking before?
Well, the Baroness and later Shroudy always told me never to talk to strangers or any guests. But now that they're both gone, I just feel free to talk to you for some reason.
How are you able to talk?
Oh, for the longest time, I was scrap metal from a wrecked ship, the SS Woebegone, out of Lake Superior. Then I was sold to Acme Toys, Tools, and Torture Devices in Port Varda. There I was forged and cast and shipped here. Then one Christmas Eve, the Baroness made a wish upon a bright star that I would come to life. And what do you know? A magical fairy came down and granted her wish, and that is how I came to life.
Are you sure that's the way it happened?
Pretty sure.
So, she's Pinocchio, except an Iron Maiden. Okay.
Do you happen to know the combination to Shroudy's coffin?
No, I'm sorry. I don't know the whole combination, but I am pretty sure the first number is 0, though. Unfortunately, from my position, I can really only see the first number. Wish I could help more.
Well, I better be going. It's been very nice talking with you.
You too. Shh, hush. Bye-bye.
Okay, completed sequence. Okay. That is the entire... You could have brute forced that easy. You had 4 of the 5 numbers.
You did it, Mona. The coffin is opening.
Oh.
Looks like Loverboy had a few pictures made of you. How does that make you feel?
Sorry, I couldn't speak for a moment. I had to swallow a mouthful of bile back down. I'm not going to take any of those pictures.
Can I have one?
Only if you want me to rip your wings off.
You're looking pretty good, Mona.
You'll be looking pretty bad if you ever mention those pictures again. It's Shroudy's pillow. Too bad Shroudy isn't lying there. If he were, I would use this pillow to smother the life out of him.
Remember, Mona, he's already dead.
Well then, I'd use it to smack him over the head.
In that case, you'd better hope Shroudy doesn't have a backup pillow. Otherwise, you'd be risking a full-blown vampire pillow fight.
Knowing what a little pervert Shroudy is, I'm not sure I want to know what's under his pillow.
Darn, it's only the newspaper. You kinda got my hopes up there for a minute.
It's a copy of the Draxylvanian Tribune.
The headline reads, "No leads in the continued disappearance of local paper boys. The Gothford United play the Vlad's Landing All Blacks tonight in championship. And Mayor Vinton of Gothford Falls is predicted to survive recall vote."
Okay. Can we... Oh, God, stop moving.
I'm gonna grab this. It might come in handy.
Can't pick up the pillow. Okay. Apparently, according to the guide, we have to ask the rats about the book that the Iron Maiden mentioned.
Hello?
Hey, hello there yourself, Dollface. How you doing today?
Bob over there mentioned something about a magic book the Baroness was interested in. Are you familiar with that?
How could we not be? It's all the Baroness ever screamed about while she was torturing the poor bastard she brought down here.
You mind telling me about it?
Well, that depends. That's where my memory enters what you call a gray area.
How gray?
Navy blue. But it might get a little more beige if you do us a solid.
What is it you want us to do so that you'll tell us about the book?
We need you to hit somebody for us, and it needs to be a real message job. Piewacket, the Baroness's cat, lives near the kitchen. You take her out, and maybe we can do some business.
You want me to kill a defenseless little kitty?
Defenseless, she's 20 pounds of pure feline killing machine. She's too much for any of my capos to handle. We even brought in a specialist from Sicily. After Piewacket was finished with him, all that was left was a single foot.
I guess this Piewacket likes Italian.
If you take care of this little problem for us and bring a collar as proof the deed was done, we'll tell you what you need to know to get to the Book of Shrouds. I will tell you this much. To find the Book of Shrouds, you're going to have to gain access to the Baroness's secret laboratory, which is only accessible through the library. Now that's all I'm gonna tell you until you bring me the cat's collar.
All right, fine. Kill a defenseless little kitten and bring back the collar as proof.
Yeah, that's it. You have any more questions for me, sweet cheeks?
Au revoir.
Okay, apparently according to this, right. So, the tower where the raven is located that's giving the gargoyle problems, it's apparently located above the gargoyle itself. So let's give that a look at. So yeah, it's this. Like, how are you supposed to realise that? Like,
that's the bottom of the tower with what appears to be some sort of birdhouse at the top.
That's where Edgar lives. He's the only guy in the whole castle who knows how to party.
okay. So let's fly up there then.
Let's go see what's up.
Edgar's up. And he's sober.
Sober? Are you sure? Not from where I'm standing. It's an old angelic-looking statue standing right on the edge of the tower. Statue, why are you here? It seems strange to have a statue like you on a castle like this.
I think this castle had a lot of nicer looking statues on it before the Baroness lost her last husband. I think this is the last one.
Oh, how moving. Well then, we have to preserve it at all costs, right?
Yeah, of course. Unless we want to smash it for fun.
Sorry, statue, but I'm afraid you might have to be destroyed for the common good.
Or we could just learn to live in this castle forever and preserve the statue.
No.
Nah, the statue's toast.
Well, that didn't work. I'm stronger than I was, but I still can't push this over.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Raven? Might I have a quick word with you?
Yeah, sure.
My name is Mona. What's yours?
The name's Edgar. Hey, I've seen you before. You're that gal the short guy keeps locked up in the tower, aren't you?
Yes. My full name is Mona de la Fite. Pleased to make your acquaintance. And yes, I am sad to say that for the past year, Shouty has kept me locked up in this castle. But now I finally have a chance at freedom. Earlier tonight, Shouty was killed. We heard his screams from across the lake.
Dead, huh? Well, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. So now the castle is yours. Don't worry about me staying here. I'm building a permanent nest in Gosford Falls near where my girl lives. But until I make a good nest and collect my fortune, she won't marry me. So this is my bachelor pad till then.
I can't get through the doors that's right below you. Rufus, one of the gargoyles, has the key, but he won't give it to us.
Well, I'd like to help you, but I don't know too much about those gargoyles. All I know is that every time I do my business, I hear one of them yelling up at me from below.
Oh!
Well, I'm a bird. I do bird stuff. But they haven't had much to complain about lately. I'm a bit backed up, if you know what I mean.
Gross.
Maybe.
Yeah, the carrion pickings are always pretty slim in the winter. But come spring, it'll be a veritable feast of dried out carrion. That'll get the old pipes flowing.
Good to know, I guess.
Too much information.
How do you like living in Castle Varg?
It's all right. I can do what I want, hang out with my buds, party, drink. No one bothers me. But I feel out of touch sometimes way out here. When I was in the city, I was in the know. Could follow my favorite sports team, hear the latest gossip. Sometimes it's just too isolated around here. You know what I mean?
I do. You just need to feel more connected to the world, more informed. I do too. As soon as I'm back in Pelly, things will be back to normal.
Great. Well, good luck with that.
Do you know of another way into this part of the castle?
Nah. This place is sealed up tighter than... Well, it's sealed up tight. Just before you got here, that short fellow went around installing bars and locks and boarded up almost every window and door to this part of the castle. I guess Shroudy didn't want someone, probably you, to get in for some reason.
That is all I need to know. The clothesline has Edgar's clothes on it, held up by clothespins. It's the doorway into Edgar's roost. It's one of Edgar's clothespins. Edgar, can I have one of those clothespins?
Whoa, no can do, lady. I'd love to loan you one, but I am way behind in my laundry. My clothes are smelling so bad they're even offending me, and that's saying something.
It is. It really is.
So I'm going to have to use my line, washer, and clothespins until I'm done.
Okay, so if we give Edgar the newspaper, we can trade it for a clothespin, apparently.
Here you go. It's the latest edition of the Traxylvania Times Picayune. Ignore the bloodstains. I think it's yesterday's edition.
Hey, thanks. Now I can find out how the All Blacks are doing. I really appreciate it.
As a reward, can we borrow your clothespin for a while?
Yeah, no problem. I won't need it since I want to catch up with this paper for a while.
Okay. So, apparently the clothespin is how we get into that pit down in the torture chamber. Okay. So apparently, if the clothespin to Frederick...
Frederick, I have this clothespin you can use for your nose.
Gee, thanks, Mona. I didn't get you anything. I'll put it on when you need me to.
Okay, Froderick with a clothespin. Send him down into the pit.
It's pretty nasty down here, Mona. This place has more paper boys than a newspaper delivery convention, and more wizard types than a Scottish school for witchcraft and wizardry. This one was a kid with glasses. One of the bodies has legs that were pretty muscular. There's definitely some high-fiber flesh residue left on the thigh bones. I could pull off a chunk if we need it.
Yeah, the model broke. I don't think he was meant to just hang out there.
Hey, Mona, will you do me a favor?
But of course, Frederick. What do you want?
Don't ask me for any more favors.
Now we've got some corpse jerky. So now we go all the way back up to the tower. And we can give the corpse jerky to Edgar.
Frederick, use the clothespin on your nose again. Go down and get some dried carrion meat for Edgar. That might get his, his...
Yeah, I know, pipe's moving. Good idea. The results of that might motivate Rufus to move his stone butt. I'm on it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You'll have to excuse me. I've got some business to attend to. Like I said, a bird's gotta do what a bird has gotta do.
What the... Hey, watch it, you smelly miscreant. If I didn't have to guard this door, I'd come up there and give you the thrashing of a lifetime.
Blow it out your pie hole, Rufus, or I'll take better aim next time.
Alright, apparently we need to push this statue now onto Rufus in order to get the key. So, apparently we use the sword for that. Gotta go and get the sword, bring it back.
Let's see you take this under advisement, jerkweed.
Jesus Christ.
Yippee! You don't have any shoulders.
I find your humor as tasteless as that ridiculously gaudy black gown you're wearing.
Speaking of taste, how's about we position you directly under that raven's roost over there? I understand that Edgar is fixing roadkill tacos this evening. Tomorrow morning should be quite disgusting.
You wouldn't dare. How could you be so cruel?
Well, I guess I'm just a jerk. Frederick, help me move Mr. Soon-to-be water closet over to the ledge.
Okay. Take your damned key.
Alright, so we got the key. What else can we do with him?
Down, Rufus, down! If I get anywhere near him, I think he'll bite my hand off.
Alright, so we got the key.
Okay, let's see if this key will finally do the trick. Hooray! A boat is still here, Frederick! Finally, we have a way to escape this damnable castle!
Not so fast, Toots. Looks like we got ourselves a small problem. Unless you happen to have a couple of oars hidden in that dress of yours, we're not going anywhere. It's kind of hard to paddle a boat without the actual paddles.
Beast in Shen! Can't anything be easy around here?
Without those oars, it's going to be impossible to make it across the lake. The current is way too strong. And then there's Inky. Let me think. Mona? Remember when I said we had a small problem?
Yes, Frederick?
Well, I think it just got bigger.
What the hell is that?
You mean, who the hell am I? And hell is right, for it is I, Shroudy. I am back.
I didn't think it was possible to
Return from the dead as an all-powerful shadow spirit?
to get even uglier than you were. That is amazing.
Mock me all you want, little rodent, because in my moment of triumph I care not what you think. You, on the other hand, my dear, I care deeply about. My brilliant dark jewel. Not even my death can keep us apart.
How did you manage this? You aren't that clever.
You can thank the magical arcane tome my mother used to create me. She told me I was the living manifestation of black magic itself. And so, although my vampire body has perished, my dark spirit shall live on forever.
Aha! I knew you couldn't have done this on your own.
Regardless, you and I shall never be separated again. I will be with you for all of eternity, my sweet.
It hurts!
Yes, my dear. Although I am no longer susceptible to the vulnerabilities all vampires suffer, you, on the other hand, are. So, as long as I maintain the sign of the cross near this boat, you will never be able to escape this island.
Hey, Mona. Unfortunately, stupid Doc and Cloudy over there might be right. I'm not strong enough to pull those oars out of his hands, and you can't get close enough. We're gonna have to find somebody, or something else to do it for us.
Alright, I think that's enough of this game. I think we've seen a good 2 hours of it. We get a good sense of what the game is. I think we will save and quit. Okay. Ooh, oh. So. Oops. Wrong mouse. So. Where does a vampire tale fit on our list? Hang on, let me swap over the keyboards. Oh my god, right. Okay, let's start in the middle, number 10. I guess technically the real middle at this point would be Blade 2, so... let's see. Vampire Tale. It's a fairly well-made adventure game from the mid 2000s. Sorry, not a Vampire Tale, a Vampire Story. Forgetting the entire name of the game. It's weird. It looks quite good. I think the artistic direction is quite good. I like the heavily stylized look of the game. I think it works quite well. The voice acting is fine. It's fine. It's like standard children's entertainment voice actor stuff, you know, like cartoon voice actors, things like that. Those voice actors have probably done some game work in the past as well. But definitely mid-tier. I wouldn't call it fantastic voice acting. I'd definitely call it decent but not amazing. The writing is relatively strong. I think I said before, not all of the jokes hit. But enough of them do that you're never, like, bored of the dialogue. And more often than not, the bad jokes just kind of make you roll your eyes instead of just make you just be like, oh god, ugh. There's bad jokes that make you roll your eyes, and then there are bad jokes that just make you wish you weren't hearing them, you know? Luckily, these are the former, not the latter. The story is relatively interesting. A vampire's bride wants to escape the clutches of her husband, or I guess in this case, boyfriend, kidnapper. She wants to try and get back to France. Doesn't seem to quite accept the fact that she is a vampire, though. She's, you know, clearly still trying to cope with that knowledge. It's an interesting concept, you know. And I really think the art of the game is its strongest point. It's a very visually, very appealing looking game. The backgrounds are gorgeous. The character design is simplistic, but also heavily stylized, you know, so it's got that like cartoony style to it, which I think works. I think in many ways the visual design of this game holds up quite well because it is so heavily stylized. I feel like if they went for a more realistic style, it would definitely have aged a lot worse. I think the soundtrack is actually surprisingly good. It sounded like the entire soundtrack was like actual like orchestral, you know, they hired an orchestra instead of just using MIDI tracks, which a lot of games around this time were still doing. So, you know, they went and spent the money and got a real orchestral soundtrack, which sounds great. Suffers a lot from a lot of the bullshit that adventure games can suffer, like bizarre puzzle solutions. Like, you know, taking a bag of fruit and nuts and using it on a torture device to get oil to oil a hinge is pretty up there. Nothing too crazy. This is not Gabriel Knight 3 levels of bullshit puzzle solving. Like, what was the puzzle in Gabriel Knight 3? I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna gather up some cat hair, use glue to stick it to my face so I can pretend to be someone who doesn't actually have a mustache. I think is the puzzle in that game, which is, so far there's nothing in Vampyre story that even comes close to that level of bullshit puzzle solution, so it's fine. It's, you know, it's okay. It's like cartoon logic. You know, it's not massively illogical, but it you know, it ignores things like physics and things like that, you know. But so I'm gonna say, I think Vampire Story is a better game than Blade 2. Is Vampire Story a better game than the Kid Dracula games? The Kid Dracula games are very precise 8-bit platformers with fun platforming mechanics. They're very different kinds of games. I think we say this every time we do the list. It's like these. It's a very different kind of game compared to anything else on this list. You know, it's an 8. It is an old school, a pair of old school 8-bit platformers. They are entirely execution based. There's barely any story, characters, puzzles, or whatever. It's just get from A to B without dying. But they are very well made examples of those. They're very inventive with their mechanics, you know, like you're using the spells to get past enemies or obstacles, and some very unique and entertaining boss designs, like the quiz show with the Statue of Liberty is insane, and perhaps one of the most interesting boss encounters of any 8-bit game ever. And they are incredibly hard games, especially that first one, Jesus Christ. But they're also really fun, and like I said, they're very, very well crafted, and the music's catchy, and they're just very pure, focused experiences, you know. I'm gonna say A Vampire Story is not better than the Kid Dracula game. So I think, let's go over here. Is there anything else I would compare it to? No. I'm going to say Vampire Story is going to be our new number 11. Oops. Vampire Story 2008. Apparently this is a PC and Mac game. So yeah, there we go. Vampire Story, number 11. I'm quite happy with the position it has on the list. So yeah, there we go. Congratulations to A Vampire Story for being our new number 11. It's in the middle of the list, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yeah. What is that? That's 23 games down. 2 more videos to go, and then we're done, and we could leave this gimmick behind. So, alright, look forward to those. Hopefully in the coming week. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, no promises. Depends if I've got time. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is The Real Blue Dragon. I shall see you next time.